All right, Lions fans, this is your guy. I'm not a Lions fan, but we're here and again for another video. I want to talk about Mr. Matthew Stafford, and I'm going to come out the gate with it. Regardless what happens in the duration of the rest of this game, at the time that I'm recording this, this is the second quarter going into the half. Regardless what happens to the outcome, if what I'm going to say about his statistics, I'm not going to mention his statistics or his performance per se. It's just my impression of him or the impression I receive of him. It's time to cut your cords with Matthew Stafford. It's just time. Uh, Particularly up under this regime. If this regime is going to be here, if the Quinn Patricia regime is going to be here for another year, it's time to cut your losses. It's time to go ahead and nip it. Even if they go to the Super Bowl and they win or they lose or whatever the case may be of the outcome of this season, it's just time to let Stafford go. I'm not gonna say he deserves better because in my opinion, personally, I'm not a Stafford's guy. I don't think that he needs. I mean, he deserves better as much as I'm going to say that he just doesn't fit here. And of course, Lions fans are going to say that he puts up all these stats and everything, and he's the best that they have had probably since Bobby Lane or can I say Bobby? Did I say Bobby Lane? He's the best they had and definitely like forever. Even with that, that's not saying much. So, with that being said, the writing is on the wall. The type of team that Quinn and Patricia desires, Stafford is too complacent, too nonchalant. He earned that right to be what he is. He put up the numbers for doing how he's been doing it. He's just not aggressive. I'm not talking about aggressive on the field or running the ball and taking on linebackers or tackling. Well, I'm not talking about that kind of aggression. Just like the command of the huddle, just like get on my back and follow me. It's like Stafford is a rah-rah guy. What I mean by that, you have to get him going. If he's in a rhythm, you get that out of him. If he's not in a rhythm, whatever. He has to be in situations so it can like push him to come out of his comfort. And I'm not going to try to convince a Lion fan to see it this way or whatnot. That it just strictly from my perspective how I see it. Number, stats, none of that means anything to me. It don't matter who you are. I just like to see effort and dominance on the field. And dominance, that means like opposing your will on another person. There's times that Stafford is like undeniable, like a top 3 quarterback. That's those games where he's like, get on my back, follow me. Like, let's say, for example, the last game against the Bears, that drive that he took him down the field. That's the Stafford that I love to see, but that's not the Stafford I get all the time. His motivation was he put him in that deficit, and therefore he had to come down with a drive. He personally said that. So what I'm saying is he needs things to motivate him because he's comfortable, he's complacent, he's content, and I call that a very nonchalant type attitude. To win here up under this 50-year stint of losing, you got to be and I cannot emphasize this enough. You need as some they would say, an alpha dog or a dog. You need a Isaiah Thomas or Ben Wallace, and what I mean by those two, the deck is stacked up against them. It doesn't matter. It don't matter who they got playing with them. You're not going to do anything to stop them for what they do. You can get into Stafford's head. Matter of fact, Stafford getting his own head. I'm looking at this is the first half. This is the second quarter, and I think it's at the 12-minute mark. I mean, not 12-minute mark. This is at the 154 mark. I guess it's about to get ready to go into the half. The Lions is up 14-10. And like I said, regardless of the outcome of this game, regardless if you put up 4 touchdowns and 300 yards, none of that matters. None of that matters. It's just time for him to go. All right, Lions fan. I salute.